With YouTube attacking alternative media, please consider supporting the channel via Patreon for just $1 per month. Link below. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel. And, when I got my silver play button, I'm not going to lie, it was one of the happiest days of my life for a multitude of reasons. One, this particular award right here signals that I have accomplished something that was a long-term goal for me, as well as being recognized by the company itself for being able to put in the time and achieve the milestone of 100,000 subscribers. So when I come across this particular story here, and yes, it's on Polygon, and I apologize, but they've covered it, and they've covered it pretty well, saying that YouTube says not all creators who apply for creator awards will receive them. Now, outside of blatant foul play, like them being able to see that your subscribers have come in from botted accounts, or you've paid for views, you've manipulated the system. I am 100% on board with that person not getting the award, because at that point, I don't feel like you earned it. If you bought your way to 100K, no. I mean, I've seen Twitter accounts that have like 50-some thousand subscribers or 50,000 followers, and they're following 50,000 accounts, but yet their tweets get absolutely no traction, right? No one ever responds. So you know that that person paid for that. And if a person has got over 1 million subscribers or something, or over 100,000 subscribers, and their videos pull in minuscule numbers compared to the large subscriber count, and just to be fair, oftentimes there's a good rule of thumb that says generally each video should get somewhere around 10% of your total subscriber count, right? So my videos somewhat range between the 10 to 15,000 view mark per video, which is around the, maybe 7 to 10% of the total subscribers. So I'm still within a decent enough range on the videos. But if I were, let's say, someone who had 1 million subs and my videos were only getting 2,000 to 50,000 views per video, there is something wrong with my channel, just to make that clear. Now, it goes on to say here that YouTube's creator awards given to channels that hit certain subscriber milestones have become a point of controversy for being given out inconsistently. Now, YouTube is finally acknowledging what some creators have long suspected. Reaching a milestone doesn't guarantee that you'll receive an award. And I feel what YouTube is doing ultimately is they're trying to weed out the 100,000 subscribers from people from getting it. I think they're just trying to keep it locked to the million, right? Because at this point, it almost feels like if we're equating it to, let's say, a college education, odd comparison. But it's like, remember back in the day when you could go and get a job in an HR department or something, or get a decent job with just a bachelor's degree. And it didn't matter what it was in. You could do underwater basket weaving. But now a bachelor's degree comes across just like a high school diploma. And so you got to go a little bit higher if you want to get that level of, well, respect, essentially. And so when it comes to getting that for this, I think a lot of people have crossed that mark, and they want to make sure that they're, people are on the up and up. So if you cross 100,000, maybe you cheated a little bit. It's kind of what they're saying a little bit by this. But if you hit 1 million, the likelihood of you hitting 1 million with a bunch of botted accounts is very, very, very minimal, which is unfortunate. Now, it says for months, some creators have claimed they weren't given their silver plaques associated with reaching 100,000 subscribers. When they reached out to YouTube to voice their concerns, their creators were reportedly told that they wouldn't be receiving plaques at the company's discretion. After numerous creators came forth, the popular YouTube drama channel Drama Alert reported on it, and the company issued a statement. Yeah, so occasionally Keemstar does something good. This is one of those times. Now, they did respond on Twitter here by saying, creator awards are benefits that creators can apply for when they reach 100K or 1 million subs. Not all creators who apply receive the awards, but that's not to say it's arbitrary. Yeah, but ultimately it's really not saying much in the statement. There's a lot there that I feel, could be better defined, but of course they're not going to do that. Although YouTube has freedom to decide who gets a plaque and who doesn't, critics are asking that the company be more transparent with its content criteria. YouTube's creator award site currently says that creator awards are given at YouTube's sole discretion, and we only recognize creators that have played by the rules. Each channel is reviewed before an award is issued to keep the playing field fair. That means rewarding creators that keep their accounts in good standing without copyright strikes, community guideline violations, or artificially increased subscriber counts, among other criteria. And that last one I wholeheartedly agree with, that last point right there. But the other two, I find that to be a little bit odd. So copyright strikes can come from anyone at any point in time. And that's very, very hard to fight in some cases, right? Like DMCA claims come down the pipeline. If you are a movie channel and you use any bit of a Universal trailer, oh my God, they will not let you, they'll not claim fair use on that one. So anything that's Universal, don't even touch it. But otherwise, they'll do content ID or even maybe copyright strikes. And then community guideline violations, again, that's something that like people could say the wrong thing and get that. You could show the wrong thing and get that. There's so limited on the information, and it's so vague when they give you that information that it becomes hard to trust that as being a metric for whether or not you get the silver play button, or if you hit 1 million subs going forward from there. Now it says the lack of specificity in the criteria that the community is concerned about. One of YouTube's trusted flaggers, who goes by Ben on Twitter, asked the company for more details, saying the page you link to states we keep it honest. However, you haven't disclosed what among other criteria means, which is clearly the only reason stopping many of these channels from receiving their reward. These creators don't know the actual reason. The proprietor of MKP Studios, a channel with more than 100,000 subscribers, said he received an email from YouTube saying that the company would not give him a plaque due to the nature of his content. Now, when I was getting my plaque, I was with Broadband TV, and as soon as I hit 100,000 subs, I sent them the screenshot of it saying, you contact YouTube and you get me this thing, as well as verify my account. Because YouTube made them make me wait till I hit 100,000 to verify. And so as a result of that, I got the plaque, but they also will send you off that information even without having an MCN. I don't think the MCN did anything special outside of the verification. They helped out with that, but ultimately, yeah, no, it's just you know, they send you a little notification for it when you're ready. I'm kind of curious though, what's up with MKP and why they're being jerks to him. Now, MKP Studios uploaded a video discussing his confusion over being denied the plaque despite meeting the criteria and explaining how hurtful YouTube's decision was. Now, there are people out there that are just going to be like, but it's just the plaque. It doesn't mean anything. Look, I'll be honest. When I got this, you can find the video on my channel. I cried when I opened the package and I read the letter, right? And I catch a lot of crap for that every once in a while. And I just, you know, I find it interesting that people are so, I guess you could say, triggered by me crying at this achievement that I was so proud to open at that point in time. So I understand why MKP Studios here is upset. To reach 100,000 subscribers is no small feat. There are people out there that do it far faster than others. It took me a little over 4 years to get there. It will take someone else maybe 6 months, you know, like depending on what they do. I'm not saying everyone's like that, but I'm saying there's been cases like that where they put out content that is so well done, so well received that over the span of just those few months, they will rocket up to the top. There's a guy I know by the name of Wild Spartans who was looking to get to 100,000. He started asking people to come on in to subscribe because he realizes that a lot of the people who watch the content aren't actually subscribed accounts. Roughly 45% of views I get on my videos are not from subscribed accounts. So it ultimately, the number itself is a social currency aspect, more or less amongst people who watch and engage in YouTube. But other than that, it really doesn't mean anything in terms of the success of the channel or even the money that you make, pretty much. But he was asking for help in that regard. And I think he started doing around like September, October, maybe somewhere in there, maybe a little bit later. He had like 80,000 subs. He's now sitting about 160 grand. I think he's more than me. And people started subscribing, and they started subscribing en masse. Now, granted, his content was more YouTube drama focused, but he was able to refine it to a point of where it was enough to draw the audience in and keep them coming back. So what I'm trying to say by using him as an example is that, you know, you can get there in a relative good amount of time if you know how to play the game. And that's a lot of what YouTube is, but we won't get into that here. Now, he says here that the main point of me making this video is not to cry about me not getting an award. It's to simply state that YouTube is favoring other similar channels and awarding them with this award. It's just shitty that YouTube is saying that if you're not making content they agree with, you mean nothing to them. And that is a truth a lot of us have to realize, that we ultimately mean nothing to YouTube. You know, we do. We just ultimately mean nothing, you know, to these to this company. And it's unfortunate because a lot of us out there love what we do and we love being a part of it, but we only mean something to you guys, the fans who watch. We don't mean anything to the company. They could care less if I live or if I die. In fact, they might actually make more money if I or others like me actually do die, because then you get that influx in views and everyone looking at old content. It's kind of like when a celebrity dies, a musician dies, and record sales go through the roof. Who benefits at that point? The record company predominantly. So I'm not saying they love it, but I mean, it's a thing there. No, I'm not equating my statue, my standing, whatever I have in terms of popularity compared to someone who's a musician who's way more famous. I'm merely pulling an example of how it tends to be a profitable thing that people who are popular die. Just saying. Now, it says here that the creator awards are intended to recognize significant creators in YouTube's community and reward a job well done. But what also is noticeable is that channels that YouTube chooses not to highlight. Some of the creators with whom YouTube isn't handing out celebratory plaques to includes notorious far-right commentators, individuals who may be viewed as contributing to an overall negative tone on the platform, and creators like MKP Studios, who focuses on unsettling videos exploring haunted houses, satanic ghost towns, and asylums. Man, I gotta watch more of this guy's stuff. I love those kind of videos. But the thing is, notorious far-right commentators, I'm assuming like Paul Joseph Watson's probably what they're talking about, they don't do anything that would go against those guidelines. If they're not getting copyright strikes, if they're not getting community guideline strikes, and they're not paying for bots to subscribe to their account, then there's that. Now, that being said, just as a theory that I've heard kind of running around on the other side of things, there have been, just over the course of 2017, a lot of conservative channels have seen a massive increase, crossing over the 100,000 subscriber mark in a few cases, and in others hitting over 1 million. And I've heard some theories. I don't have any proof to back this up, so I'm not giving it really any credit, but the rise in those channels, subscription counts and views has been orchestrated very similar to how certain countries manipulated social media via the election. That's what I've heard. Don't believe it though. Don't believe it until I see it, to be honest. I just want to say that that's a theory, a rumor that I heard, but ultimately I don't believe it until I see some kind of evidence. But unless YouTube knows something we don't, then it does come across as being pretty much vindictive, that they're just not going to give people something that they've earned because they disagree with their politics. Yet I have it, other people don't, and that's just weird. Now, YouTube's limiting of awards is taking place during the company's public effort to clean up its platform, which includes applying stricter criteria to its partner program and building up a 10,000-person moderation team. YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki announced last night that YouTube is working on developing policies that will hand out stricter punishments to creators who make egregious errors as a way to improve the creator atmosphere overall. Now, that, of course, is something I'm going to be covering in a following video, so I'm not going to go too heavily into that. But I just want to say that if you are a creator, and your goal as you get closer to hitting that 100,000 is to get the plaque, because it's a very, very, very cool, significant thing. And let no one out there tell you any different. One of the things I've seen coming off of this is that general mindset of, oh, it's just the YouTube plaque. It doesn't matter. No, it does matter. It does matter because you put the time and energy and effort into a platform that you were able to build a sustainable audience off of, that probably by the time you hit 100,000, you have been able to transition into your full-time career. It signifies that you accomplished something. It signifies that you did something that you set out to do. And that is amazing. And you should not feel like you aren't deserving of it. And that's the thing I don't like here, is that like MKB Studios feels like YouTube doesn't care about him. Then they are going through a situation right now where they are trying to clean up the platform after the whole Logan Paul situation, as well as other mess ups, I guess you could say. And if this is a bit of fallout that happens, that is not the right place to do it. It's absolutely unfair. If you don't like someone's politics, but they're still able to play within the rules of your sandbox and get to that 100,000, then you owe them a plaque. And I don't think there's any ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I want to know what you guys have to say about this. So definitely let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is on Patreon or links below in the video description. You can also follow me on social media right below this, which is the best way to get a hold of me. And if you guys want to see more content from me, you can do so right now.